Hello. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming to today's webinar. So, I'm Ari Samaha. I'm a marketing professional in the corporate gifting space. And joining me today is Kristen. Kristen heads up our marketing strategy at Ready Set Gift and has over 25 years of experience in marketing and sales. So, Kristen's really a true expert on building impactful gifting programs. And I'm really looking forward to hear her share some insights and metrics to talk about how powerful corporate gifting is when it comes to driving engagement and employee recognition, and also share some strategies on how we can help you all simplify your corporate gifting. So, with that, I'm going to hand it over to Kristen to go over today's agenda and kick things off.
Thanks so much, Ari. It's a pleasure joining you, and thank you to all of you who are attending the session today. Obviously, our timing is hopefully good. Hopefully, this is on your mind, and if not, it probably needs to be. But the first thing we're going to cover today is the importance of holiday gifting. We've got some great retention and productivity metrics. We've got some gifting metrics to share with you. And then next, we'll talk a little bit about holiday gifting trends, some things that we're seeing in the market as you're selecting holiday gifts that you might want to keep in mind. Then finally, we'll talk a little bit about simplifying holiday gifting, right? The saving the best for last, right? Just how to make this a little easier on you as you're picking the perfect gift for your employees and teams. And then finally, we'll have a Q&A. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat if you are watching this live. And if not, please feel free to stick around, and hopefully we'll cover questions that you may have had at the end as well. So let's dive right in. Why holiday gifting matters? Well, it does matter. The holidays are an impactful time to recognize your teams and clients. It's really a perfect moment to show appreciation, reinforce your culture, and just remind people how valued they are. And what we've seen is that when companies take the time to actually give thoughtfully, they will see stronger loyalty, higher retention, and better morale. And we'll give you some numbers to put behind those words as well. It's not just about the gift itself, though. It's about the connection and the recognition that come with it. Meaningful gifting does help you retain top talent. Because you're acknowledging the hard work, you're building loyalty. It also boosts performance. Again, we'll give you some numbers on this, on these categories in a few slides. When people feel seen and valued, they're inspired to do their best work. And ultimately, what gifting helps with is cultivating culture for your company, for your small business, creating that positive, energized environment where employees really feel connected to something bigger than themselves. So jumping into some numbers, this year we surveyed hundreds of companies at Ready Set Gift, and the results do show just how powerful gifting can be. 93% are biggest result here first. 93% of companies said company holiday gifts specifically make them feel more appreciated. And almost 44% strongly agreed with that. So I want to share some of the individual stats because it was even surprising to us how strong people feel about this category in some places. So while some leaders might worry that gifts seem unnecessary or like an expense that can be easily cut as a line item, employees clearly see them as meaningful recognition. Over 78% of the respondents to our survey told us that thoughtful gifts improved their morale and their loyalty to the company. And about 39%, again, reported a significant positive impact. So the strength of those answers, again, we want to point out. So gifting doesn't just make people smile and feel good. It does translate directly into measurable business value, we want to emphasize. Another important takeaway from our survey was that employees expect gifts to reflect genuine appreciation. So the age of the tchotchke is gone, and I think we can all agree to that and bid it farewell, right? 63% said that they would like a gift valued at $50 or more to feel meaningful, and nearly a quarter said that is the true threshold. So no matter what your budget or the amount that you're going to invest, we're going to give you some tips into how to make any gift feel more meaningful. But investing in quality gifts really reinforces the respect you have for your employees' contributions and avoids that cheap tchotchke perception that can undermine your gifting gestures. When asked what matters most during the holidays, gifts, salary, or benefits, 1/3 actually chose gifts. So this tells us that gifts aren't just a nice to have. For many people, they're an essential part of how they feel valued at work. It's also a reminder that recognition doesn't need to be limited to paychecks. It can include those personal human touches. And I'm going to go into a little bit more on that here. 65% of employees actually preferred thoughtful, personalized, non-cash gifts over a bonus of the same value. So we continued the question on the last slide with a little bit more detail. And what we found was that non-cash recognition, people feel really feels more intentional. It's something people can remember and share. It's not just another line on a pay stub. And it also creates emotional resonance, and that's what sticks with your employees. Now, you've heard what we found on our survey. This is what is recognized in the industry at large. So this slide really connects gifting to those engagement metrics I talked about earlier. Engaged employees show 78% higher productivity, a 73% lower burnout rate, 87% higher retention, and 41% lower absenteeism. So engaging your employees through thoughtful gifting is important, and the numbers really do show that. So now let's talk about how to do the gift. We talked about the why and now the how, right? The top two things that we emphasize at Ready, Set, Gift are timing and personalization. Delivering gifts at meaningful moments, whether that's the holidays, a milestone like an employee anniversary, or even an unexpected thank you, can amplify their impact. And personalization, adding a name, a message, giving people the choice of what they select. That's another really important element of personalization. Those factors can turn a simple gesture into something that really is a truly memorable gift. So why do branded or personalized gifts matter so much? First, they enhance brand loyalty. People will associate your brand with a positive, meaningful experience. Then they also turn employees into brand ambassadors. This is sort of a sneaky marketing, right? When they wear or use your branded items, it reinforces team unity, company culture, as I mentioned before, pride. And finally, of course, quality gifts last. They show that your company invests in its people with intention and with care. And this is, we show a couple examples on the left, but the easiest example to give here is the good old Stanley Cup, right? So that those mugs, when you saw them, when they kind of took over the world a few years ago, it is rare that you saw one without a company logo, a name, a saying of some kind, right? So the personalization is really at the core of some of these gifts. And so that's why at Ready, Set, Gift, we have a variety of gifts to choose from, but we really recommend that you do not blank gift. Putting a logo on a gift, personalizing it in some way, shape, or form is going to tie the employee not just to your brand or your company, but also to you as a thoughtful gifter. And again, someone who invests in its people. When it comes to actual gift categories, we're going to get into a little bit of trending here. Here's what our data has shown this year. So home items is the number one category, barely beating over drinkware. And then office items and technology kind of go hand in hand. And to be honest, those also have some overlap, right? Some of the new fun, crazy things we've seen in office items. I don't know if y'all have seen, there's the desk vacuum, the small desk Roomba that you can get. That would be considered an office item in this survey, but it's also a technology item. Things in technology like chargers and earbuds and headphones. Those are all kind of age-old staples that are still popular.
Um, in the other and sports category, we've seen a lot of outdoor popularity in outdoor items. And we'll talk a little bit about some categories that we are seeing on the rise as far as trends go. So eco-friendly gifts is one of the big categories that's shaping gifting right now, and has been for a little while. So this probably isn't new to you all. Sustainable, renewable options are in high demand still, and we have quite a few of those at Ready Set Gift. Wellness-focused gifts are getting more and more popular. That is not waning at all. Anything that supports mental or physical well-being, from good old pickleball, y'all, to spa kits, fitness tech. We're seeing a lot of interest in those. And then tech-enabled gifts, as we saw in the last slide. So wireless chargers, smart home devices, headphones, gifts that really blend innovation with everyday life. And then some fun examples of some things we've done for clients recently. A dimensional mailer is an interesting gift. So that's a physical package that creates excitement from the minute it arrives. We've probably all received one of these at some point in our life. It consistently drives high response rates if you're looking for a client gift, for instance, because it feels very valuable and for sure intentional, right? The drone you see on the left side there was a gift that we did as a client meeting follow-up, an initial meeting follow-up for a client. And those were high value, obviously, but we logoed the drones. And that was interesting and really received very well. And the stats on that gift were very high as far as leading to future business. And then appreciation gifting. So the gift that you see on the bottom left there is a campaign that was extended to employees with pets. So a simple but really heartfelt way that shows that care goes beyond the office. And the pet items actually in the chart before were included in home items, but those are very popular as well. We have quite a few collars, and actually those would go into the personalization. The idea of an online gift shop is an interesting, we'll talk a little bit more about that later, but that's an interesting way to find out which of your employees do have pets, which would appreciate a gift like that. Little creative touches like these, though, do make lasting impressions. Another thing you can consider as you're gifting, and that we encourage our clients to consider, is generational preference. Baby boomers value reliability and quality in their gifts. Gen X prefers practical work-life balance type gifts. That's where the office items, the technology items come into play. Millennials are looking for authenticity and purpose. For sure, this is a big eco-friendly category for us. And then Gen Z wants personalization and, again, sustainability. So when you tailor your gifts to the different mindsets of your employees or your teams, they really can feel much more personal and have much more of an effect on employee engagement, as we discussed earlier. Another way, I'll plug the online gift shop one more time here, because what you probably find, is that your teams are composed of various mixes of all of these generations, right? And so how do you gift and cover all of them? Well, the best way to do that is through an online gift store. Let them choose what will matter to them. So we'll talk a little bit more about online gift shops in a minute here. And now let's jump into simplifying gifting. So simplifying your order process in general. The best gifting strategy is obviously one that you can execute easily. It's not going to take all of your time or all of your budget, right? Ready Set Gift's online ordering platform really makes ordering simple. We let you keep everything in one place, choose your options, and probably our biggest differentiator, and what we continually hear from clients is their favorite part of
working with Ready Set Gift are our gifties. So these are dedicated gifting experts who make the entire process effortless. You let us know what your budget is, what your team or your client makeup is, and what you're thinking as far as gifting. And then we take all of the work, the legwork from there. We'll give you choices upon choices upon choices. We have lots of choices on our site, but we have thousands of choices behind the scenes that we have access to. We can help you save time. We can help you reduce errors. You just send us your art files or your personalization files. We'll take care of making sure that they look great, and really trying to help you deliver a smooth experience from start to finish. Variety and personalization obviously are a big part of our gifting strategy. And we, like I said, have access to a very wide variety of gifts for every taste. You can personalize them with names, with messages, with company branding. Or, as I've mentioned a few times, you can let recipients choose from curated selections, which means that everybody gets something they really love. And the way to do that is an online gift shop. So obviously one of my favorite parts of Ready Set Gift, you curate a collection that fits your brand and your audience. And then our team will build you a customized gift shop. So that Atrium example you see there on the right side, that's the name of the company. It's completely a white labeled site. It has your logo, your messaging. It usually only takes our team a few days to build. And then you share a QR code or a link by email. You don't need to collect sizing. You don't need to pick one certain gift for a variety of choices and perhaps ages. And you don't need to even collect addresses if you have remote employees. We can get the size, the color, the shipping details, the gift selection all on our site. And then the gifts can go directly to the employee's home or office. And you can create shops for any occasion, for new hires, for anniversaries, for milestones, not just for holidays. These are extremely popular with our clients. Pop-up shops we have all the time for events that they're hosting. And you can choose how the gifts go out too. If you want them all to go at the same time, if you want them to go as they order, completely your choice. And then the last thing, just to emphasize, is that Ready Set Gift also can make shipping and fulfillment seamless. You can collect the addresses digitally. We can collect the addresses for you. We can ship to multiple locations, to one location. And we, of course, track every delivery for you. And your giftee stays in touch with you every step of the way to make sure the gifts arrive on time. So from strategy to logistics, we really do try and make the entire gifting process simple, organized, and provide the help that you need so that you can do your holiday gifting without the stress that sometimes comes along with it. So to really take away, before we jump into questions, thoughtful, well-timed, personalized gifts can truly elevate your company culture, your relationships, your employee engagement, and lead to true business metric improvement on things like absenteeism, employee turnover. But when done right, gifting can be easy, it can be simple, and it can be impactful. So let's see here. Ari is sending me questions as we speak. Just going to grab those from the chat here. And it looks like we've got a few. Okay. All right, we got 3 or 4. Okay, so let's see. All right, from John, what is the easiest way to manage gifting for a large distributed team, especially when everyone's addresses are different? So I, have to say again, the online gift shop is the easiest way in my mind. But there are a few ways we can do that, actually, John. We have plenty of digital tools. We can take, if you have individual addresses to drop ship to, we can take an Excel file. We can take any type of format that you have and load that into our system. Again, we just try and make multi-location shipping simple, stress-free. We can also collect the addresses for you through a link to an online gift shop. So I think we have a few ways to manage that. And we see that obviously all the time, ever since COVID, right? Remote teams. So it's not a problem at all to manage gifting for a large distributed team. Next, we have from Sue, how can we make sure our holiday gifts feel personal and meaningful, even if we're sending them at scale? Oh, great question. Yeah, bulk gifting, right? If you're not going to do an online gift shop or let the recipients choose, if you're going to choose for them, there obviously are some economies of scale there. As far as budgets go. And so we do have plenty of clients choose to do this too. And there we would just help you. Our gifties would work with you on a curated gift selection, what your personalization options are. And that's how you make it feel personal and meaningful, right? You maybe you put on the company logo, or maybe you put on something and put something on the gift, personalize the gift with something that means an annual slogan or a sales message, or even just the year, along with or the employee's name along with the company logo. So there's lots of ways that our gifties can help you make things feel personal and meaningful, even if you're sending things out of scale. And the truth is too, sending at scale, whether you're sending to 20 or to 20,000, the online gift shop allowing, maybe you don't want to open it up to 10 different gift choices, and employees sending gifts to their home. Maybe you still want it to go out as bulk, or maybe you want to distribute the gifts, but you could still have an online gift shop and allow your recipients to choose between, just 2 or 3 different gifts. One if they have a pet, one if they would prefer a technology type gift, one if they would prefer a gift that, sports and outdoor type gift. So that does let them really feel like they are giving the gift of choice, is what we usually say. Or an apparel gift. Some people that really value that and some don't. So that's in my eyes, definitely a great way to make the gift feel more personal and more meaningful. And again, whether it's 20 or 20,000, we can do those online sites, and then still bulk ship all the items to you. So we have this is a question from Allison. We have a wide range of budgets and preferences. What are some ways to keep gifting simple but still impactful for everyone? So that's interesting. We have a lot of products available at Ready Set Gift. We have about 150 on our site, but like I said, thousands behind the scenes that our gifties have access to. So their expert guidance, I think, is what's going to be the key there to help you maximize value and satisfaction, no matter what your budget is. And you may have teams with different budgets and different preferences. So that's where I think the use of the Gifty would be a great thing there. I have worked at companies before where we're tearing out our hair December 1st, right? Because we have not thought of, the end of year kind of took over as far as sales or marketing and quotas. And we have not pulled together gifts for our teams. And this is when I always think, oh gosh, I wish that would have been great to have a Gifty back in that day, because this is a person that you can truly just lay down all of the numbers, all of your needs right at their feet, and they will take it and run with it. So no matter what your timing, no matter what your budget, no matter what your shipping needs, you can call Ready Set Gift. You can email us. We also will, the Gifty can communicate with you however you prefer to be communicated with, phone, email, chat, and really provide you with hopefully a lot of what you feel are valuable choices. And our ideation can go on for as long as it takes to make sure you get gifts that are going to work for your team. And then they'll see you all the way through the order. So. All right, last question, and it is from, looks like it's from Finley. And what are some common mistakes to avoid when planning a holiday gifting program? Oh, that's a great question. Many organizations struggle with gifting. As I said before, I have been in organizations that have struggled with gifting due to missed deadlines. Collecting addresses, I've mentioned a few times, that can be a struggle, I know. Or picking gifts that just don't resonate with everyone, right? So when you partner with Ready Set Gift, like I said, our gifties will help streamline the process. They'll offer you expert advice on gifting, ideation, make sure that every detail is handled. But we can, speed up the process. We have the ability to rush gifts. We have the ability to do low minimum order quantities on gifts. We have online sites we can create to help you collect addresses and just have to send out a link. I do feel like a lot of the common mistakes can be avoided the minute you talk to a giftee. Or if you've already made some of those mistakes, we can absolutely help you bring things together, tie them up in a nice, neat bow, no pun intended, and get your gifts out the door in an impactful and really personal and positive way. And that looks like it's all of our questions. So, Ari, I will hand it back to you to kind of close us up here. And thank you again, everyone. I hope you have a great rest of your day and happy holiday gifting.
Thanks, Kristen. That was really insightful. I really appreciate you walking through that with us. And thank you to everyone who's joined us today. And I hope that this has helped you gain an understanding of the importance of corporate gifting, and also that you've learned some strategies to simplify your gifting program. And we will see you again next time.